The Horizontal Gaze Nystagmus test, also known as the Hgn test, is one of the 3 accepted and validated tests that law enforcement use to determine if they have probable cause to arrest someone for DWI in North Carolina. The test was validated by the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, and in order for this test to be accurate, it must be done in a standardized fashion. That's why it's called a standardized test. I point this out as an attorney because, like many fast food restaurants that have a standardized way of making their signature cheeseburger, I've found that I get the same luck at these chains as I do when reviewing many videos in the field. In other words, just because you expect it to be the same every time, it's not. And the reason this is so important here is because this is what the police officer is using to make his or her case to arrest. Don't get me wrong, not all officers do these incorrectly, but many do, and I've had the same training, I've taken the same classes that the officers have when giving this test. So let's talk about what it is exactly that the officers are looking for when they say they see nystagmus. Nystagmus is usually defined as an involuntary jerking of the eye. If you do a search on YouTube, you can find many examples of Hgn. The theory is that once a person's had too much to drink, that he or she will exhibit this nystagmus. Some people actually have natural nystagmus, or resting nystagmus, but we're not getting into that in this short video. The Hgn test consists of a total of 6 clues, or 3 in each eye. The officer is supposed to check the pupils for equal size and make sure that there's equal tracking. The officer is supposed to start with the left eye first and then go to the right. And this is accomplished in 2 seconds from the center to each side. So it looks something like this: 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002. The stimulus usually is either an ink pen or it's the officer's index finger, and it should be held 12 to 15 inches in front of the person's nose. Then the officer should check for a lack of smooth pursuit. This just means that the eyes don't glide across the horizontal plane smoothly, but instead skip at points. And this is accomplished in 2 seconds from the center to each side. So 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002. The officer is supposed to check both eyes twice. And the next portion of the test is to check for distinct nystagmus at maximum deviation. Now, this is accomplished in 4 seconds from the center to each side, and once again, both eyes are checked twice. Distinct nystagmus at maximum deviation means the officer should carry the stimulus out 45 degrees and still at that maximum 45 degrees, still be able to see nystagmus. The last portion of the test looks for an onset of the nystagmus before or prior to 45 degrees. And this is also accomplished in 4 seconds, and the officer is instructed to stop when he actually sees the nystagmus before reaching the 45 degrees. So this is done on both eyes twice as well. Each eye can give a total of 3 possible clues, as I mentioned before, for a total of 6 clues. To the uninitiated, which are most of my clients, the first thing someone tells me is that he or she passed the eye test. And that's just because it seems that the officer is asking them to follow this pin with their eyes only and not move their head for a very long time. And if the officer performs this test correctly in the standardized fashion, it should take over 1.5 minutes. I hope this short video explains the fundamentals of the Hgn test.